We are back with part 2 of chapter 1. We stopped at Save Your Brain, Save Your Life of the Brain Saver book by Medical Medium. And I'm actually drinking the Medical Medium healing broth. Super, super good. Delightful. I love to drink my broth with this spoon. A pho broth spoon. It's just so much more fun to drink your stuff with a spoon. Very hot. A little bit spicy. Okay. What resides inside us that makes us want to save the world? What is it within us that doesn't want to see someone suffer or watch something disappear? That wants to save the trees? Why not chop down the last of the great old oaks? Why do we care enough to conserve them? Why do we want to keep the oceans clean? Why do we care if a dog is crossing the street? Why do we slow down? Why do we want to keep animal species from going extinct? Why don't we want to lose creatures on this planet? Somewhere inside us, we have a drive to save. When we find a baby bird that's fallen out of its nest, what instantly hits us? What should I do? How should I care for it? Should I get an eyedropper and try to give it water? Even if we don't have the ability or resources in the moment to carry out any of it, there's still this intentional caring and concern. Part of this is an instinct that doesn't like to see anything die or go to waste. From a shrub in the garden to a grub the grub you find beneath a rock to a shoebox. How many times have you heard someone say, save it? We can see the value in saving nearly everything. I've got half my sandwich left, a friend may say. Save it for later, you'll reply. If only we knew how to save the very source that allows us to save the world around us, our brain. Protecting the brain is one of the body's main goals. The liver's day in, day out filtration and neutralization functions are about safeguarding the brain. The immune system is focused on devouring toxins and pathogens so they don't reach the brain. The adrenals release specific blends of adrenaline to help power your brain and body through extreme stress, hardships, and losses, fueling your brain so that these crises don't cause further harm to it. What this means is that just as we have an innate drive to preserve the baby birds of the world, our body doesn't want our brain to fall out of the nest and get injured like a baby bird. Our body doesn't want to see our brain wasted, discarded, or compromised. So many of our body's functions are to preserve our brain. With a healthy brain, we have the power to take care of our body and support these functions. If our brain gets wasted, we lose the ability to take care of our body and the rest of the world. Most of us live our lives disconnected from what our brains and bodies need. That's because most of us are unaware of our brains and bodies, what our brains and bodies really need. We may be aware of what our responsibilities are, what others need, or even what a baby squirrel or baby bird fallen out of its nest may need, what the trees may need, what the oceans may need, what the planet may need. At the same time, that preservation seed that sits inside us gets manipulated when it comes to our everyday mission to look after what our physical body and brain need. Even those who focus a lot of attention on taking care of themselves still aren't taking care of their brains and even sabotaging themselves without knowing it. I need to take a little sip. So good. It's celery, jalapeno, onion, tomato, garlic, ginger, turmeric, parsley, mushroom, carrot. I think that's it. And I just strain it and just drink the broth. Yeah, I think I'm on day 32 or 33 of the liquid fast. Going pretty good. Yeah, cannot complain. Yeah, we have to protect ourselves. When it comes to our health, we can't assume that the source offering us advice hasn't been manipulated and brainwashed. We can't even assume that every advice giver's intentions are good. Someone may be in touch with their drive to save, or they may not. I will admit that the drive to save doesn't remain in every person, that the instinct hasn't been protected and preserved in everyone. We all know there are bad people in the world, and these people have no interest in protecting us or our brains, only a great agenda to find ways to hurt us and our brains. There are people out there who can make us feel thrown away, discredited, ignored, and betrayed. It can be a cruel world, and that cruelty stems from the brain, not the heart. We deserve to be wise to this so we can look out for others and the ones we love. We already have the innate drive to save precious life. Our liver, our immune system, our adrenals, they already have the innate drive to save our precious brains. The key is to discover the ways we've been misinformed so we can adjust our own actions to align with our body's mission, along with saving our family or an animal or ocean life or the world. We're trying to save our brain, because only when we join forces with our body's mission to protect our brain do we have the potential to save all the lives we want to protect, including our own. It's reminding me of on the airplanes when before you take off, the flight attendant has to talk about the oxygen mask, and they always say, parents, put the oxygen mask on yourselves before you put the oxygen mask on the child, right? So you have to save yourself before you can save another, So, but once you start to save yourself, once you start to heal yourself, you can actually help so many more people because you have the knowledge to heal. So, and just like the oxygen mask situation, of course, if you're dead or if you have lack of oxygen and you can't function, of course you can't help your child, right? So now it's you and your child that's suffering. But if you were to help yourself first, put on the oxygen mask, and then help your child, then you both are okay, right? So, absolutely agree. Your brain is waiting. Y'all like my anatomy posters in the back? I love anatomy. Did I already say that? This is right by my bedside. I wake up and look at the muscles. Okay. It's also, how long is this? Okay. It's also critical to decipher what we shouldn't save, what information we can let go of, as well as what wisdom we may be throwing away that we shouldn't. In our busy and overcrowded lives, in a pick and choose, take it or leave it society, sometimes we throw away the most valuable information that's ever come our way. We can unknowingly toss out the most beneficial advice we've received while saving the most unproductive. None of us wants to miss out on what could actually save us. We can't afford to miss out. So we need clarity to make the best choices for our health. Whatever your background, whatever your perspective, this book is here to show you how to heal, protect your life, and save your brain so you can live your best, most purposeful life. Your brain has abilities to heal beyond what medical research and science are aware of today. Your brain is waiting for you to discover its needs to remove foreign invaders, such as industry-created pathogens and toxins that have entered your brain. Industry-created, y'all. Like, most of the middle aisle of the grocery store isn't real. It's like, not only is it processed, it's just fake. It's chemicals. It's like, where are you gonna, you don't like grow a Cheeto or a goldfish or a Cheez-It, right? You don't grow those. They don't come out of the ground. So of course, like, unfortunately, it's not real. And it's truly affecting our brains. Industry created pathogens and toxins. It's pretty crazy. It's unfortunate because those things are hella good, but not good for you. So, really, really, really not good for you. Yeah, we'll talk more in this book. So, pretty wild things are happening. Your brain is waiting for you to access information that's above a mostly corrupted medical industry that benefits from keeping your brain dumbed down and sick. Big pharma, y'all. Like, they want, it's a business. They want to keep you sick. But these books help you so much. They can get you out of the depths of sickness into the most healing you've ever felt, the most healed you've ever felt. When I was in the depths of my sickness, and I used to dream about like being healthy, feeling good, I'm already beyond the point that I dreamed of. And now I know there's even higher, I can go to even higher vibrations, even higher levels of health. Meaning, while other industries that are responsible for these circumstances where brain betrayers enter and sicken the brain remain protected, the industries of the world that poison our brains and bodies have no soul. Your brain has a soul, and that means anything is possible when it comes to healing and saving your life. Anything is possible. You are the power. You're not lost anymore. You're not stranded and alone in the wilderness, abandoned by the theories and opinions you picked up along the way that you thought would be there for you. As brain-related chronic illness keeps rising exponentially, faster than any time in history, you can become empowered with knowledge to defend yourself, to take yourself out of that rising tide of neurological symptoms, conditions, illnesses, and diseases. You can experience the peace of not becoming a statistic in the coming days. Here in these words, you join a healing movement, a community all over the world of millions of people who are using medical medium information to get their lives back. This guidebook is your story of survival. Your story is of discovering what was wrong all along and how to free yourself from it. It is your story of relief, healing, and triumph. These living words will always be here for you for the rest of your life. You are the power behind this movement, and your story of healing is the story of saving others' lives. When you save yourself, you become a trusted guide for your children, your family, your friends, and anyone who hears your story. Whether or not you ever find out about how many people you've helped, know that your healing holds tremendous meaning. Our greatest line of defense against threats to our brain and neurological health is our brain itself. Using our own brain to acquire knowledge ahead of medical research and science, we can rise above chronic suffering and take back our power. I believe that's the end. Yep. That is the end of chapter 1, Brain Saver by Medical Medium. If you enjoyed, stay tuned because I will be reading this whole book, and we're reading chapter 2 next, called Your Static Brain.